Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Let's Talk Variety Show. My name is Andy Asher.
And I'm Laura Leone. In today's show, we'll learn the secret of long life. Now over 90 years old, Clint Eastwood marvels at the life he has led. What is scalar energy? It's used and can be traced all the way back to ancient Egyptians. We're going to talk about that as well.
And Laura, I just wanted to ask you, what would you feel now if you knew for sure that you were going to live at least an extra 20 years longer than anyone else?
Well, honestly, I would feel good, but I would have to plan my life a little bit more for that because I'm over 40 and call myself middle-aged, but it's funny because I tell people maybe I'm not middle-aged yet, depending on how long I plan on living, right? Because if it's till 100, I won't be middle-aged till I'm 50, right? So I think that's kind of funny you mentioned that.
Yeah, that's true. You would have to recalculate that, but as it turns out, there are 5 places in the world where the people who live there know that they can expect to live until 90 or even 100.
That's amazing.
We set out to reverse engineer longevity. So instead of looking for it in a test tube or a petri dish, we work with demographers to find areas around the world where we know people are making it to 90 and 100 at the highest rates without the diseases that are killing Americans. And then we brought a second wave of scientists to find out the common denominators or the correlates. And no matter where you go in Asia or Latin America, North America or Europe, essentially the same things are showing up over and over and over again at producing long-lived people.
So that is Dan Buettner. He has a new Netflix series, and it is called Live to 100, Secrets of the Blue Zone.
So we got dietary surveys over the past 100 years in all 5 blue zones, and we found that overwhelmingly they're eating a whole food, plant-based diet. The 5 foods in every blue zone are whole grains, greens, tubers like sweet potato, nuts, and beans. And if you're eating a cup of beans a day, you're probably not only getting all your protein and most of your fiber, but also it's associated with living an extra 4 years.
Buettner has discovered 5 blue zones. His expeditions unveiled Okinawa, Japan, Sardinia, Italy, Akaira, Greece, Nicoya, Costa Rica, and Loma Linda, California as blue zones, with the biggest rates of living centenarians.
Scalar energy has been reported as the fundamental life force everywhere in the world, space, and universe. It's said to be the forefront in harnessing the power of scalar energy for chakra balancing, which are, your meridians in your body, and promoting well-being. Recently, Andy spoke with a prominent scalar energy researcher, Tom Paladino, to learn about it.
Why isn't this the biggest breakthrough since nuclear fission?
It should be. Now, going back 100 years, you've heard of Nikola Tesla. Tesla had free energy instruments, and Tesla was able to illuminate light bulbs as I can illuminate light bulbs. Well, obviously, this is in its factory packaging. Well, obviously, if I can illuminate a light bulb in my hand, that's a demonstration of free energy. This is going to be headline news someday.
Okay, that machine behind you, that's sort of the unit that generates this?
Yeah, that's correct. The key is these engineered instruments, that this is not a psychic event. I don't claim to have those psychic powers. This is an objective way of harnessing scalar energy, the energy of the sun, and then broadcasting that. Now keep in mind, I could work with one photograph. I only work with photographs, or I can work with many photographs. Earlier today in my laboratory, I worked with probably 600, 700,000 photographs of people. So what am I saying? I deliver energy to the aura or the quantum field. This is not a biological process.
There's something going on that sounds a little supernatural. Can you straighten me out on that one?
Not a problem. A photograph is a source of energy. My light, my signature is on that photograph. Anytime somebody takes a photograph, it captures your signature, just like a fingerprint. If I took my fingerprint and actually had to perform some type of finger blot, that piece of paper would have my imprint of my photograph, my fingerprint. Well, likewise, this is my fingerprint on a photograph, so to speak. Now, this is not a physical process, it's information. My information is attached to that photograph. Now, in practice, let's say I want to identify a virus. That's the herpes virus. And let's say I want to identify the herpes virus and find it in my quantum field. I can do so with this photograph. So in practice now, this is the quantum benefit. By matching up a photograph, an energy field on the photograph, the virus, to my energy field, I can find the herpes virus in my quantum field, my energy field, and remove it.
You must be far ahead of everyone else.
Well, sadly, I am. And what am I getting at? I want this to be common knowledge. My point is trying to get this information out to the general public. This science, the free energy, has been stifled. The powers that be do not want people to realize the benefits of free energy.
I hope we can follow you along to what's going to be hopefully a great success. So thank you so much.
Thank you for your time.
In today's segment of Supermarket Tabloid, Closer Magazine talks to Clint Eastwood, who looks back on his incredible life and 70 years in showbiz. Meanwhile, People Magazine is devoting its current issue to newsman Anderson Cooper.
My mom was Gloria Vanderbilt, and I grew up very happy that my last name was not Vanderbilt. And because I think if you have a last name that is a big name like Barrymore, especially in the industry you were in, that you were put into as a child,
Yep.
You walk into a door and there's assumptions that are automatically made in your case. And you said, and I saw that very early on in my own life, because when I was a kid, people didn't know who my mom was.
Also this week, the National Examiner publication's headline story is Celebrity Marriages Saved by Therapy. Now, there's some very familiar faces in that article.
Let's head into Mimi's kitchen to find out what she's putting together.
Hi. Today I'm making black beans. And the way I make them is I put onions, garlic, red pepper. I just chop everything with a chipotle pepper, paprika, and my mixture of spices that I mix all together, and I keep them when I make those beautiful beans. So it's cumin, coriander, parsley, smoked paprika. You just go like this, and then of course salt and pepper. It's so easy. And here I prepared my my hot water. All right, there you go. Let it boil a little bit, and then I'm gonna add my black beans, organic black beans. I put some chipotle pepper. Delicious.
Thank you, Mimi. And that is our show for the week. And I do want to thank you for supporting the show. If you liked it or you learned something new, here are some 3 ways that you can support the show and keep the Let's Talk Variety show going.
Number 1, get yourself subscribed. Every week we bring inspirational guests who teach or have something amazing to share. Take a moment to subscribe and hit the little notification bell.
Yeah, and number 2, this is really the ultimate way to support the Let's Talk Variety show. And in fact, it really takes, it takes less than a minute. You just write something short and sweet like, I love the show, or perhaps it's changed your life, or something you learned from it. And then the more reviews means the higher we rank on all those algorithms, and that means bigger guests, for example. So just take a minute to leave a review.
Definitely. And number 3, share the show with your friends and family. Just hit the share button, 1 click for 1 second. We live stream on Tuesday. Thank you so much for supporting the Let's Talk Variety show about productivity, positivity, happiness, and inspiration. See you next time. Bye.
See you later.